Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Dragon's Dogma 2, and we are going to be doing an interesting guide today that deals with the different types of upgrades or enchantments that you can get for various weapons and armor in the game. And so before we get into that, I just want to say, quick while you're all still paying attention, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so now. Whether you're a longtime viewer of the channel, because I've been uploading for years, and there's a real great chance that you've been watching for a long time with various different games, or if you just found the channel, please, if you haven't already subscribe. We're currently a little above 80,000 subscribers, and we're trying desperately to get to 100,000. So that's my spiel there. Now let's get into the video. So if you have been paying attention to the channel for a couple days now, you'll notice that we've been doing weapon ranking videos. I've been basically just showing the top 10 or however many there are, if there's less than 10 weapons for each one. And people have asked different enchantments and like what the pros and cons are of various ones. And on a lot of those weapons, I did multiple enchantments. So you'll see I'll have some Vermundian enchantments, some Sacred Arbor, some Battahli, some Dwarven, kind of be all over the place, and people were wondering if there's a method to my madness. Well, in those cases, no. Basically, what I was doing is, if I had a sword that I was trying to upgrade, I would go around to all the different locations, because each person that can enchant your weapons will require different materials for that enchantment. And so maybe I don't have the materials necessary to do it here in Vermundian, but maybe I do have the ones required for Sacred Arbor. So, what we're going to be doing today is testing all of those enchantments, and here's the method that I think makes the most sense, and it's what I'm going to be doing today. And so what we've got here is the Vermundian brand. It's a relatively basic sword for the fighter, but that's not really all that important. All that matters is I've got 4 of them, and so my basic plan is we're looking at them here so we can see their base stats, or their base stats plus my stats there, so that's what it looks like with absolutely no upgrades to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade one of these all the way up with the Vermundian, one with the Battahli, one with the Sacred Arbor, and one with the Dwarven all the way up to the top, and then we're going to compare how those stats change. And I've already got a theory for what it's going to be just based on what I've already done in the game, but that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to go around and start doing that, and obviously, since we're already here in Vermundian, that's what I'm going to start with the first one. We're going to get that one leveled all the way up with the Vermundian upgrade. And so if you don't know how to do that, I guess I should probably show that at each step. We'll start with a map location, I guess. So just in case you haven't found it, Vermundian is the big city in the middle of your basically starting area. So if we're starting from up here by the Border Watch in Melv, it's down here by Vermundian, or in Vermundian I should say. And once you're in there, you're kind of in the main square area where you'll find these stores. Either of these 2 guys on the right will have the ability to upgrade materials. So I'm just going to go to Bjorn's Armory, and we're going to enhance equipment. And so if we just want to start with our first Vermundian brand, the first upgrade is always just gold, so that's no big deal. Our next one for this one requires 4 chopper horns. Our next one is 2 griffin pinions and 2 oily slime, and that gets us as fully leveled up as you can get at any one of these smithing areas. So you can see that the up top it'll tell you our little thing: a style of smithing common throughout Vermund favors a tried and true method that moderately enhances all attributes of a piece of equipment. So you can see that we went from the basic one to this one. So we lost some weight, so it actually weighs less. We gained a moderate amount of strength. We gained no magic, or slash strength or strike strength obviously, or knockdown power. So the only thing that happened by upgrading here in Vermund for it is we made the sword weigh less, and we gave it a moderate improvement to strength. And now, of course, there is one more upgrade that I will do at the end of all of this by using the Dragonforged upgrade, so we'll have to use our worm life crystals for that, but we'll get to that when we do. So that's our first one. So all we basically had there was a reduction in weight and an improvement to strength. Alright, and so for our second one, we've come up to the Sacred Arbor. So just in case you're not aware where that is, we were down in Vermundian. Sacred Arbor is up in the upper left corner of this area of the map. So relatively easy to find, and a great path to take if you want to gather resources and fight monsters and such. But once you're in here, you're going to be coming to this little circle room off to the left of the main walkway, and there are 2 stores that you can go to. We're not buying anything, but you can buy some unique stuff from these guys. As annoying as this is, I actually left my Elven speaker back in the main central area because she just constantly talks. We're going to go down to the third one, which should be our enhanced equipment option. Hey, look at that. And we're going to upgrade one of our blades all the way with this. Now, of course, we can't read that because, like I said, I left my Elven speaker back there, but let's just go for it. So our first one just costs gold. Our second one is, oh my god, I guess I'm going to have to bring my Elven interpreter closer to me. Alright, now that my interpreter is closer to me, let's try this again. So our second one requires 2 chopper horns and 2 oily slime, and our third one requires 2 griffin pinions and 2 asp toxic scales. And so our description at this area of smithing says a style of smithing long practiced in the Sacred Arbor greatly increases magic and magic defense, but has little effect on strength and defense. So just comparing our base one to it, we have a weight on this one of, you can see our weight reduction for both of these is down to 2.22, so it's the same either way, whether you went with the Arbor or the Vernworth one. That's down from 2.34. And then our strength on this went from 548 to 583, so we do get a strength improvement. It's not as big as the one with Vernworth, though. That one went all the way to 597. This weapon does not actually have any magic stat to it, so we don't see any improvement there because it doesn't add a magic stat where one does not exist. So maybe I'll have to do a video where I specifically go around and bring a magic one to each one too. I didn't think of that. I probably should have. But anyway, it does add to the magic of it. It just doesn't add one where one doesn't exist. And so if you're using a purely physical weapon like this, you definitely don't want to upgrade it at the Arbor because although it does improve it, it does not fully take advantage of the upgrade that you could get elsewhere. So our third upgrade option is going to be the Battahli type upgrades, and there's actually a whole bunch of places where you can do it, but we're just going to be in, I forget how it's pronounced, Battahli, the capital of Battahli. So if you're looking on the map, you can see that here's the checkpoint rest town. We're all the way down here at the capital, obviously. Any stores in this region that are weapon stores will, for the most part, have the ability to upgrade, and you'll be the same thing. But anyway, we're just going to head right here to this shop. Now we're going to enhance equipment, and so we're going to go to our third Vermundian blade, and we're going to enhance that all the way up. So our first one costs gold, our second one costs 2 Minotaur horns, and our third one costs 2 Great Griffin claws and 2 oily slime. And so there, now we have, you can see the description for this says a style of smithing utilizing a heating method unique to Battahli, greatly increases strength and defense, but has little effect on magic and magic defense. So this one, we can see a huge upgrade to our strength over the other ones. So remember, we started, this is what our basic one looks like. Once we've gone up to here, so our strength is at 611 for Battahli, so that's not even close. That's by far the highest improvement because remember, we had 583 for the Arbor and 597 for Vernworth, so we have a much bigger improvement to strength there. But unlike these two, which reduced the weight, that actually increased the weight of the weapon, so it made it heavier. So yes, we get more strength, and if you're doing something like armor or a shield or something, you're going to get more of that defense improvement from here, but it also makes it heavier, and of course has pretty much no impact at all on magic or magic defense. So that is our third option. Our fourth one is Dwarven, so let's go check that out. Alright, so for Dwarven, there are 2 different locations. There's one in Battahli, or Battahli, but I am not to the point in the story where I've actually unlocked that one yet. The other one is down here in the volcanic island, and it's up in this corner. Basically, to get to this, you have to have passed through the Drabnir's grotto, and you'll find a dwarf on this other side who needs some flowers. You give them to him. Later, you can meet him at his house, and then you can transport him over here to the volcanic island camp, where he can heal in the hot springs. After that, he'll be your friend, and you'll be able to do dwarven upgrades. So it'll be right here at the Windwalker's house once you've unlocked that. And so it's this dwarf over here. And so that's what we're going to do for our third one. First one, again, just requires gold. Second one requires 1 Minotaur horn and 2 oily slime. And our third upgrade requires 2 Great Griffin claw and 2 asp toxic scales. And so you can see the description for this upgrade style says a style of smithing conducted in a forge lit by lava, imbues weapons with the ability to make foes flinch and renders armor more resistant to solid blows. So this one helps. Mostly the improvement that you'll see with this one is going to be your knockdown power. So if we look at the knockdown power for all 3 of the other upgrades, it did not change with these upgrade trees, but it went from 260 to 365 once we did it with the Dwarven one. We also got a pretty substantial upgrade to our strength at 597, so it's the same as the Vernworth upgrade and just slightly lower, or I guess moderately lower than the Battahli one. Again, we don't see any changes to our magic, but that's because this weapon doesn't have any magic. This one also takes on the heavier weight that our Battahli upgrade takes on. So now let's do our last upgrade for each of them, make them all Dragonforged, and see if that changes our stats in any meaningful way. Oh, and so we're here at our Dragonforged upgrade spot, and I guess I can quick show that on the map as well since we're doing all that. So you can see here's Battahli. If you go through that city and follow this road through the water garden area, you'll find this path where you're able to go down here and follow the coastline over to this spot down here where you'll find the Bay Wayside Shrine, and it's this little underground cave area. So once you get in here, you'll find the Dragonforged. And so we're going to enhance our equipment, and you'll see that we have the option to upgrade all of these. Now remember, weapons are one of the more expensive things to upgrade, so we're going to be wasting some worm life crystals here, but it costs 15 for each one, so we're going to go ahead and do it for the first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. So you can see that our description here says a style of smithing that uses worm's life crystals to further improve equipment enhancement 3 ranks or more, halves the weight, and greatly increases the efficacy. So this is where you'll probably see the best bang for your buck for smithing something up, because A, it cuts the weight in half for anything that you upgrade this way, so that's obviously useful, You can see we went down to 1.11, 1.11 for these two, and down to 1.3 for these ones, so significantly lighter than the weapon was at base. We also get a huge improvement to our physical damage, so you can see we're up to 657 for the Vermundian one, 643 for the Arbor one, which was the lowest out of all the full upgrades, 671 for the Battahli one, and then 657 for our Dwarven upgraded one. We don't see improvements to our other stats, so magic and everything, but because again, this one didn't have any magic upgrades. But for our peer upgrades, so this one was a peer damage one, and I guess if you really want to see me do it with something like armor or magic for the same basic type of video, let me know down in the comment section below. But for a pure damage perspective, your best bets are, well, the only one that I really don't recommend for pure damage is the Arbor, because that one definitely gives you more magical advantage. Vermundian gives you a balance, so if you're doing a damage weapon that also has magical aspects, that's your best way to go. If you're doing pure damage, you either want to go for Battahli to get your highest possible strength boost, or obviously Dwarven is the best because it gives you slightly less strength, but also gives you that huge knockdown power boost. So that is the differences in upgrading your equipment in this game. I hope this video was at least somewhat useful and entertaining. Like I said, if you want to see me do this with a piece of armor that has all of the stats filled, or like a staff or something like that, so it's more magic based, let me know down in the comment section. But that's all for today. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.